Hi guys, how are you? This one Titanium. I want to talk a little bit about psychology of trading, okay? Because I see all these books about psychology of trading, and these people walking around talking about, oh, you have to be mentally tough, and you have to be, fucking listening to Bruce Lee and jiu-jitsu, and never tap out, and you just, you're a fucking tough guy, yeah, well, that's bullshit, okay? You can send me whatever it is that you would pay for a book or a subscription for some idiot to tell you that. You can just send me the money right now. Because I'm going to tell you straight out, flat. You should never be in a situation where you're stressed. Okay? Never. Because if your brain is telling you, oh shit, that means that you should stop out. It's very simple. And I'm going to use the analogy between flying an aircraft, failure management, and trading. Okay? In trading, you're always flying an airplane that's broke because you don't know what's going to happen next. Okay? Nobody does. You have an idea what's going to happen next. Okay? And hopefully that's going to happen. But when it doesn't, and you start feeling stress, then you stop out. You're a jet fighter pilot. You eject. Okay? I can't do that on an Airbus 320. Okay? I have 200 people's lives in my hands. Can't just eject. Okay? So here's the analogy that there's any kind of failure can happen at any given moment. Okay, flying is 99% sheer boredom, 1% of sheer terror. That's what they say. Okay, but I've never been in a situation where I am in sheer terror. Okay, why? Because I have a job to do. I've been trained since the age of 16 years old how to deal with failure management when things go wrong. Okay, does my stress level go up? Of course it does. My stress level goes up more because I know I'm going to be questioned by somebody that's going to say, well, did you think of this? Well, did you think of that? What did you do? Could you have done this? Could you have done this? Just like in the movie Sully, right? They always try to pin it on you. Well, you could have done this better, right? That's more stressful to me than what the outcome is going to be. Um, and even you get a dual engine failure, or in the markets what we call flash crash. Um, what do I want to do? Fold my hands and be like, "Well, that sucks. We got both engines out. That's it. We're done, dude." No, of course not. I have knowledge of what I'm going to do. I'm going to fly the aircraft. And contrary to popular belief, when the engine is shut down, it doesn't mean the airplane doesn't fly. It flies with the wings. So I'm going to continue to do what I'm supposed to do. Okay? And that requires knowledge. And the same thing in trading and investing. It requires knowledge. And we've gone over it over these videos, how to acquire that knowledge. But the psychology of trading, you should never be in a situation that you're stressed. Okay, so I'll give you a quick rundown. What do we do as pilots in failure management, right? So the something happens, right? Something, let's say an engine failure, catastrophic engine failure. Pieces of the plane go flying off. Boom, lights, bells, whistles start going off. Right? So the first thing I'm going to do is fly the airplane, what we call aviate. Then I'm going to navigate. But navigate is, it's a question mark. Because either I'm going to continue the flight because it's minor, or it's something that's time critical. So what's time critical? Well, it's very simple. Smoke, fire, fuel, engine structure, or dual failure of the same system. At that moment, I'm going to make a decision. If it's one of those things, one of the six, I'm going to request vectors to the nearest suitable airport. Suitable meaning good weather. And I'm going to start heading towards that piece of pavement. Because if things get worse, okay, I can glide to it. It's the nearest airport. It's the same thing with stopping out and trading. Okay, if things are not going the way they're supposed to, right? If the structure is changing, stop out. Very simple. You don't have to be stressed because you have knowledge. You know that it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Okay? I'm not going to sit here in my airplane knowing that I have a fuel leak and say, well, you know what, fuck, I'm going to try to complete the flight. I'm just going to put myself in a stressful situation, continue to go straight, because you know what, I'm tough. I listen to Bruce Lee. I did jiu-jitsu, I didn't tap out. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to hear these kind of things. That people actually write books on the psychology of trading, how to be mentally tough. Why would you need to be tough if you have knowledge? You don't. Okay? Things are not going your way. I'm wrong. Boom, done. Stopped. Eject. Okay? Now, do you just eject because it crossed a line? No. I don't think any jet fighter pilot would, eject because he got air conditioning fault, right? It's not an ejectable reason to. So you want to listen to the message of the market. Before you make a decision, you gotta get all the facts. Okay? So you look at the message of the market. You look at what the stock market is doing, what the dollar index is doing, what the pair that you're trading is doing, what the fags are doing, right? And you look at it and you say, okay, well, what's going on here? And then when you look at the structure and it's changing, then you know what? Okay, I don't know what's going on. So if A is not true, B has to be true. And if neither A and B are true, then you reject. Right? You just stop out. You don't look at the trade anymore. You don't revenge trade. You walk away. Very simple. Again, you have to get the pieces of the puzzle. So, in failure management, what do I do as a pilot? I don't sit here and study every single night the thousands of multiple failures I could possibly have the next day. Okay, it's just humanly impossible. But I have been trained in failure management, and I know how I'm going to handle a chaotic situation. When there's chaos, there's always a plan, right? And that plan is based on information that you're going to acquire, the pieces of the puzzle to fully understand what's going on. And I'm going to share that information with my first officer, or my first officer with me, and say, hey, this is the way I see reality. How do you see reality? Right? And he's going to tell me his version of reality. I'll be like, oh shit, yeah, I didn't think of that. Right? And then we're going to take the pieces of the puzzle and go and make a decision. So it's aviate, navigate, time critical or not, smoke, fire, fuel, engine structure, or dual failure. Then I'm going to communicate. Then I'm going to do my memory items if I haven't already done them. Okay, I should have done it at aviate, but you always have to have that in your mind. And then I'm going to go to the electronic checklist in the aircraft where it's telling me what to do next. Follow those steps. Then I'm going to go to my quick reference handbook. I'm going to go through those steps. Then I'm going to go to the aircraft manuals, abnormal, go through those steps, read all the little fine print, little notes. And I'm going to go to the minimum equipment list, see how my performance is affected, what my approach speed is going to be, okay, what my fuel penalty is going to be. And then I'm going to sit back, take all those little pieces of the puzzle, and then I'm going to say, alright, here are the facts. Here are our options. Here are the risks. Here's the decision that I'm going to make. Okay? Same thing in trading. Go through all that. Get the pieces of the puzzle. See what the message of the market is. And then when it's not going your way, fuck it. Done. Eject. Never, ever, ever should you be doing something that you don't have knowledge. Okay? Not even in a dual engine failure. If Captain Sully would have just given up and be like, well, fuck, man, we're hit birds, we're done. Okay? Then it would have been a catastrophic outcome. Instead, he did whatever he had to do. He landed in the Hudson River. You know when he made that decision? Not that day. That decision was made long ago. Every time he takes off out of LaGuardia, or whatever airport, he said, if I have to land this sucker on the air, on the sea, I will do it. We have a procedure for it. Okay? That's why we go to the simulator every 6 months. That's why we take tests every 6 months. Pretty much on the same things that we've been covering our whole entire career. I have 4 type ratings, 17,000 hours. Been a captain for most of my career on 4 different types of aircraft. And I don't see the difference between Failure management in trading or failure management in an airplane. It's the same thing. But I don't knowingly put myself in a situation where I'm going to be stressed out. It's very simple. So why do we have these books and these idiots running around telling the psychology of trading? You should never be stressed. No one single trade should ever blow out your account or put you in a situation that you're going to be, screwed. No 10 trades in a row, no 20 trades in a row should ever put you in a situation where you're going to be stressed. Okay? The proper mental game is that you're always in happy land, that you're comfortable, that you know what the outcome is going to be, that over the course of a year, if you keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're going to make money. The only confidence that you need is that you're going to do the right thing and stop out when things are not going your way. You don't need to project confidence to fucking bullshit people. You understand? Or bullshit yourself. Or I'm tough, or I'm this, or I'm that, all profits, all this. That's bullshit. The only confidence you need to have is to know that you're going to do the right thing when you're supposed to. And that is stop out. You're going to get all the facts. You're going to weigh all the options. What are the risks? What are the rewards? And then you're going to make a decision. And if that decision leads to a stop out, then you stop out. Okay? Your first goal in trading is always not to lose money. Second one is to make a little bit of profit. The third one is to make a lot of profit. And you cannot do that every single day, and you cannot do that every single week. That should be your expectations, that there will be certain times of the year that you will make a lot of money. And the rest of the time you're going to be sitting there jerking yourself off, doing nothing if need be. Need to be patient. Wait for the setup. Wait for the message of the market to tell you what's going on. Understand? Okay? So please, get the confidence. Make sure that you're going to stop out and feel very comfortable with that. Don't get greedy. Don't be, foaming at the mouth. Oh, I got to make money on this trade. I got to make 0.5% per day. Don't. That's a recipe for disaster. That's like saying, yeah, I got a fucking fuel leak. Let's hope fucking I make it to my destination. If not, you will just kind of glide in somewhere. That's okay. That's insanity. They will lock you up if you were a pilot and you try to do some stupid or crazy like that. Okay, you'll get fired even if you even think about doing something that not having knowledge and doing something just arbitrarily, whatever. You'll be fired because they monitor every single little thing. So keep that in mind. Okay, that if you're holding on to trades that are not going against you, you should be locked up. Because you should think in your head that you have 200 people's lives behind you, and you're trying to force something that is likely not going to have a very good outcome. Okay, I don't think you want any of your captains that when you go on vacation to be doing crazy shit like that, right? So why would you do that to your own account? Why would you do that with your own money? To prove that you're right? That it can be done? That's just stupid, right? So, conclusion, always be in happy land. Always be soothed, calm, cool, collective. Not go my way, bye-bye. Stop out. That's it, guys. I hope it made some sense. That's it. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye.
Before this battle's over, the world will know that few stood against many.